This is the story of the rare 1953 D wheat penny error coin, and by the end of this video, you'll know what to look for, how rare it really is, and why it's worth so much money. So grab your coins and check your change jars, because you don't want to miss this. In 1953, the United States Mint was making millions of coins every day. At the time, pennies were made mostly of copper and had the wheat design on the back. These are called wheat pennies. The letter D under the date means the coin was made at the Denver Mint. That year, the Denver Mint made over 700 million pennies. Most of them are common and only worth 1 cent. But a few of them were made with mistakes, and those mistakes make the coins super rare and valuable. The valuable ones are called error coins. These are coins that were made with something wrong during the minting process. Maybe the coin was stamped on the wrong metal, or maybe the image is off-center, or the date and letters look strange. These are not normal coins. And that's what makes them worth thousands of dollars. Coin collectors love these rare mistakes because they are so hard to find. One of the most famous 1953 D error pennies was struck on the wrong metal. It was not made on a copper blank like it should have been. Instead, it was made on a silver-colored dime blank. That means it looks different from normal pennies. It is lighter in color, and it weighs less. If you have a 1953 D penny that looks silver or feels too light, it could be one of these rare error coins. One of these sold at auction for over $82,000. Another kind of error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't lined up right during minting. The design might be shifted to the side, and part of the image is missing. The more off-center it is, the more it's usually worth, especially if the date is still showing. If you have a 1953 D penny that looks like it was stamped wrong or is not perfectly round, it could be worth thousands. There's also something called a doubled die. This is when the coin has a slight doubling of the image, especially the letters or numbers. You might see two outlines of the words, "In God We Trust," or the date 1953. This happens when the coin die moves just a little during the stamping process. It's hard to spot without looking closely, so a magnifying glass or a coin microscope helps a lot. Another type of error is a repunched mint mark. That D under the date might have been punched more than once, and you'll see a shadow or double D. These can be very valuable if they're clear and in good condition. People pay big money for these coins because they are so rare. The value of a 1953 D error penny depends on the kind of mistake it has and what shape the coin is in. The best coins are shiny and clean with little or no wear. These are called mint state coins. If your coin looks brand new and has an error, it could be worth more. Some of these mint state error pennies have sold for over $55,000, $75,000, and even up to $100,000 at big auctions. That's more than most people make in a year, all from one little penny. Even coins with smaller errors or somewhere can still be worth a lot. It's always a good idea to have your coin looked at by a professional or sent to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you exactly what you have and how much it might be worth. Some people have found rare coins in their pocket change, coin jars, or collections passed down from parents or grandparents. It happens more than you think. So, how do you check your pennies? First, look at the date. You want to see 1953 with a small D under the year. Then look at the color. If it looks silver or light gray instead of the usual copper, it could be struck on the wrong metal. Use a small scale to weigh it. A normal penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's much lighter, that's a big clue. Next, look closely at the details. Check for doubling in the letters or numbers, or anything that looks strange or out of place. Look at the mint mark, the D, and see if it looks like it was punched twice. Look at the edges too. Does the coin look off-center or uneven? These are all signs you might have a valuable error coin. Many people throw away or spend coins without ever checking them. Don't make that mistake. Even if a coin looks old and dirty, it could still be worth a lot. That's why so many collectors check every coin they get. You never know what hidden treasure you might find. If you think you found something rare, don't clean the coin. Cleaning it can ruin its value. Instead, put it in a safe place, take good pictures of it, and show it to a coin expert or send it for grading. There are websites and coin forums where you can post your coin and get help from other collectors. You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. So, to wrap things up, the 1953 D-Wheat penny might look like just another old coin, but if it has the right error, it could be worth a small fortune. From $55,000 to $82,000 and even $100,000, these rare coins are some of the most exciting finds in the coin world. Keep your eyes open, check your coins, and never ignore a penny because the next one you find could be the one that changes everything.
A single, small, round coin you might have forgotten about could actually be hiding serious value. So don't go anywhere, because today we're talking about the rare and valuable 1995 Welsh Dragon £1 coin. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be digging through every drawer in your house hoping to find one. Now let's start with the basics. In 1995, the Royal Mint released a £1 coin to represent Wales. The design on the back of the coin shows a powerful red dragon. This is the symbol of Wales. It's standing on all four legs, with its wings open, ready to roar. It's a really bold and strong design, and many people loved it. On the front of the coin, of course, is Queen Elizabeth II, like on all UK coins. But here's the interesting part. While millions of these coins were made for normal use, there were also some very special versions made that are now extremely rare and valuable. The normal 1995 £1 coin was made to be used in everyday life. People spent it on groceries, bus fares, sweets, anything. But if someone kept it safe and untouched, if the coin stayed shiny and was never used, it could now be worth more than just £1. Even a clean and bright coin from someone's collection could be worth £5 to £10. That might not sound like a lot, but that's just the beginning. Now, there were also special coins made that didn't go into shops or pockets. These are called brilliant uncirculated coins, or BU for short. These coins were made extra carefully, packed in special cases, and sold to collectors. If you have one of these in its original pack, it could be worth a bit more, around £10 or so, depending on condition. Still sounds small, right? But wait. Let's get to the real treasure. The Royal Mint also made silver versions of this coin. Not just any silver beautiful proof coins. They were polished, perfect, and made for collectors only. One type is the normal silver proof coin. Another type, even more rare, is called a silver pied fort. That's just a fancy way of saying the coin is double the thickness of a normal coin. Only a small number of these were made, fewer than 9,000. These silver pied fort coins are where things get really exciting. A coin like that, if it's in perfect shape and comes with its box and certificate, could sell for hundreds of pounds. That's a huge jump from a £1 coin, right? Some of these coins have sold for £300, £500, and even more depending on their condition and rarity. Imagine holding a little coin that fits in your palm and knowing it's worth a whole new smartphone or even more. But it gets even better. There is a very special version of this coin that not many people know about. It's the 1995 Welsh Dragon £1 coin that came in a blue presentation box from the Royal Mint. Some collectors believe only a very small number of these were ever made. Possibly only 750. That's incredibly rare. If you're lucky enough to own one of these, and if it's in great shape, you could be sitting on a coin worth thousands of pounds. That's why people are hunting for this coin all over the UK and even around the world. Because while the normal version is common, the rare versions are out there and people are paying big money to find them. Just imagine finding one of those in your attic, or getting one from a grandparent's old coin collection. It's like winning the coin lottery. So now you're probably wondering, how do you know if your 1995 £1 coin is valuable? First, check if it has the red dragon design on the back. If it does, that's step 1. Next, look at the condition. Is it shiny and clean, or scratched and dull? The better the condition, the higher the value. Then check if it came in any kind of packaging, a plastic case, a box, or something from the Royal Mint. If it's a silver coin, it will usually say so on a certificate or in the packaging. And if it's a paid-for version thicker than a normal coin, you may really have something special. Collectors are always looking for coins in top shape, with original boxes and paperwork. These small details can make a huge difference in value. So don't throw away any boxes or certificates you might find with your coin. They could add hundreds of pounds to its price. And here's a fun fact to keep in mind. In a list of the top 20 most valuable pound coins ever made in the UK, the 1995 Welsh Dragon coin sits high on the list. It's not number one, but it's close. That means collectors really want it, and they're willing to pay good money to get it. So what should you do now? First, go check your coins. Look in jars, old purses, coat pockets, wherever old coins might be hiding. You never know, you might find a 1995 Welsh Dragon pound coin sitting there, waiting to change your life. Even if you don't find the rare silver one, a clean and shiny coin could still be worth more than its face value. And if you do find a rare one, make sure to get it checked by a coin expert or even the Royal Mint. They can confirm what version you have and how much it might be worth. Remember, coin collecting isn't just for old history fans. It can be fun, exciting, and sometimes very rewarding. And with coins like the 1995 Welsh Dragon, it's easy to see why people love the hobby. So go on, start your own little treasure hunt. You never know what might be waiting in the bottom of a drawer or inside a dusty old coin box.
It looks just like a normal penny at first glance. It's the 1943 steel penny, but not just any 1943 penny. We're talking about rare era versions that are worth a fortune. This little coin has become one of the most famous and most hunted coins in the United States. And the truth is, it could still be hiding in someone's old coin jar, in a family collection, or maybe even in your change. Back in 1943, the world was at war. The U.S. was deeply involved in World War II, and materials like copper were needed for the military. Copper was used to make bullets, wires, and other war tools. So that year, the U.S. Mint made a big change. Instead of making pennies out of copper, they used steel coated with zinc. That's why 1943 pennies are silver or gray instead of the usual brown color. They look different from most pennies, and when you see one, it might even look like a dime. Over 1 billion steel pennies were made that year, so the regular ones are not very rare. But here's where it gets exciting. Some of the 1943 pennies were made by mistake on copper blanks instead of steel. This should not have happened, but a few copper blanks were left in the machines from 1942, and those accidentally got stamped with the 1943 design. This created a coin that should not exist, the 1943 copper penny. Only a small number of these copper 1943 pennies are known to exist today. Experts believe fewer than 20 of them were made. They have been found in places like lunch money, coin collections, and old jars. The value of these rare copper 1943 pennies is massive. One sold for $115,000. Another went for $87,000. A few others sold in the $59,000 range. And some in perfect condition sold for even more than that. These are coins that can change your life if you're lucky enough to find one. But that's not the only kind of rare 1943 penny out there. There are also rare errors among the steel pennies. Some were struck on the wrong metal. Some have printing mistakes. Some have double images or off-center designs. These steel penny errors can also be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on how rare and clear the error is. Let's say you find a 1943 penny. How do you know if it's valuable? First, check the color. If it's silver or gray, it's a steel penny. If it's brown or reddish, like normal pennies, it could be a rare copper one. Try using a small magnet. Steel pennies will stick to a magnet because they are made of metal with iron. But if your 1943 penny does not stick to the magnet, you might have something special. That's a sign that it's not steel, but maybe copper, and that's the one worth up to $115,000. You can also check the weight. A normal steel penny weighs about 2.7 grams. A copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams. A small difference, but a very important one. Using a small digital scale can help you check. Now, for the steel pennies, there are also special errors to look for. One is called an off-metal strike. That means the coin was made using the wrong blank. For example, a coin blank made for a foreign coin or another US coin like a dime. These coins look and feel different. Some 1943 pennies were struck on dime blanks and are smaller and lighter than usual. These can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Another error is the doubled die. This is when the image on the coin is printed twice by mistake. You can see the doubling in the letters like, "In God We Trust," or in the numbers of the date. These coins are also rare and very valuable. Some sell for $5,000, $10,000, and even more if they are in great shape. You should also look at the mint mark. In 1943, pennies were made in 3 places: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver mint pennies have a small D under the date. San Francisco pennies have an S. If you see one of these letters and the coin has an error, the value can go even higher. Some errors only happen at certain mints, making them extra rare. You also want to check the condition of your coin. Coins that are clean, shiny, and have little wear are called mint state. These are the best kind and bring the highest prices. If you find a rare error in mint state condition, you could be holding a $59,000 or even $115,000 coin in your hand. If you think you found one of these rare coins, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually hurt its value. Instead, place it in a soft cloth or a coin holder and take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you what you really have and give it an official grade. This helps when selling your coin or showing it to collectors. Rare coins with grading certificates often sell for much more money. Even if your 1943 penny isn't one of the ultra-rare ones, it's still a cool piece of history. It's the only year that US pennies were made of steel. That makes it special, and many collectors want one just for that reason. But with so many rare errors and a few copper coins still out there, it's always worth checking every 1943 penny you find. You never know, the next one could be the big one. So now that you know the story behind the 1943 penny, take a few minutes to check your change, go through your old coin jars, and ask your family if they have any old coins laying around. These pennies are still out there, and someone is going to find the next one. Maybe it will be you. Imagine turning 1 cent into $59,000, or $87,000, or even $115,000. That's not just luck, that's treasure hunting. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss more stories about rare and valuable coins. And tell us in the comments, have you ever seen a 1943 penny? What does yours look like? We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting.